Hello, welcome to the Narrative Reading Bible Podcast. My name is Jessica. We are concluding our reading of Proverbs today with pages 110 to 117. The concluding Proverbs in the book emphasize the tension between wealth and integrity, underscoring that righteousness holds greater value than riches. These sayings advocate for justice for the poor, promote honest leadership, and call for moral courage. The book then transitions to the wisdom of Agur, who humbly acknowledges human limitations. It closes with the words of King Lemuel, which include a beautiful poetic tribute to a wise and virtuous woman. Her life serves as an example of honoring God through her strength, compassion, and wisdom. We are reading from the Berean Standard Bible translation. Enjoy today's reading.
The wicked flee when no one pursues, but the righteous are as bold as a lion. A land in rebellion has many rulers, but a man of understanding and knowledge maintains order. A destitute leader who oppresses the poor is like a driving rain that leaves no food. Those who forsake the law praise the wicked, but those who keep the law resist them. Evil men do not understand justice, but those who seek the Lord comprehend fully. Better a poor man who walks with integrity than a rich man whose ways are perverse. A discerning son keeps the law, but a companion of gluttons disgraces his father. He who increases his wealth by interest and usury lays it up for one who is kind to the poor. Whoever turns his ear away from hearing the law, even his prayer is detestable. He who leads the upright along the path of evil will fall into his own pit, but the blameless will inherit what is good. A rich man is wise in his own eyes, but a poor man with discernment sees through him. When the righteous triumph, there is great glory, but when the wicked rise, men hide themselves. He who conceals his sins will not prosper, but whoever confesses and renounces them will find mercy. Blessed is the man who is always reverent, but he who hardens his heart falls into trouble. Like a roaring lion or a charging bear is a wicked ruler over a helpless people. A leader who lacks judgment is also a great oppressor, but he who hates dishonest profit will prolong his days. A man burdened by blood guilt will flee into the pit. Let no one support him. He who walks with integrity will be kept safe, but whoever is perverse in his ways will suddenly fall. The one who works his land will have plenty of food, but whoever chases fantasies will have his fill of poverty. A faithful man will abound with blessings, but one eager to be rich will not go unpunished. To show partiality is not good, yet a man will do wrong for a piece of bread. A stingy man hastens after wealth and does not know that poverty awaits him. He who rebukes a man will later find more favor than one who flatters with his tongue. He who robs his father or mother, saying, "It is not wrong," is a companion to the man who destroys. A greedy man stirs up strife, but he who trusts in the Lord will prosper. He who trusts in himself is a fool, but one who walks in wisdom will be safe. Whoever gives to the poor will not be in need, but he who hides his eyes will receive many curses. When the wicked come to power, people hide themselves, but when they perish, the righteous flourish. A man who remains stiff-necked after much reproof will suddenly be shattered beyond recovery. When the righteous flourish, the people rejoice, but when the wicked rule, the people groan. A man who loves wisdom brings joy to his father, but a companion of prostitutes squanders his wealth. By justice a king brings stability to the land, but a man who exacts tribute demolishes it. A man who flatters his neighbor spreads a net for his feet. An evil man is caught by his own sin, but a righteous one sings and rejoices. The righteous consider the cause of the poor, but the wicked have no regard for such concerns. Mockers inflame a city, but the wise turn away anger. If a wise man goes to court with a fool, there will be raving and laughing with no resolution. Men of bloodshed hate a blameless man, but the upright care for his life. A fool vents all his anger, but a wise man holds it back. If a ruler listens to lies, all his officials will be wicked. The poor man and the oppressor have this in common: the Lord gives light to the eyes of both. A king who judges the poor with fairness, his throne will be established forever. A rod of correction imparts wisdom, but a child left to himself disgraces his mother. When the wicked thrive, rebellion increases, but the righteous will see their downfall. Discipline your son, and he will give you rest. He will bring delight to your soul. Where there is no vision, the people cast off restraint, but blessed is he who keeps the law. A servant cannot be corrected by words alone. Though he understands, he will not respond. Do you see a man who speaks in haste? There is more hope for a fool than for him. A servant, pampered from his youth, will bring grief in the end. An angry man stirs up dissension, and a hot-tempered man abounds in transgression. A man's pride will bring him low, but a humble spirit will obtain honor. A partner to a thief hates his own soul. He receives the oath, but does not testify. The fear of man is a snare, but whoever trusts in the Lord is set securely on high. Many seek the ruler's favor, but a man receives justice from the Lord. An unjust man is detestable to the righteous, and one whose way is upright is detestable to the wicked. These are the words of Agur, son of Jacob, the burden that this man declared to Ithiel. I am weary, O God, and worn out. Surely I am the most ignorant of men, and I lack the understanding of a man. I have not learned wisdom, and I have no knowledge of the Holy One. Who has ascended to heaven and come down? Who has gathered the wind in his hands? Who has bound up the waters in his cloak? Who has established all the ends of the earth? What is his name, and what is the name of his son? Surely you know. Every word of God is flawless. He is a shield to those who take refuge in him. Do not add to his words, lest he rebuke you and prove you a liar. 2 things I ask of you. Do not refuse me before I die. Keep falsehood and deceitful words far from me. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with the bread that is my portion. Otherwise I may have too much and deny you, saying, Who is the Lord? Or I may become poor and steal, profaning the name of my God. Do not slander a servant to his master, or he will curse you, and you will bear the guilt. There is a generation of those who curse their fathers and do not bless their mothers. There is a generation of those who are pure in their own eyes and yet unwashed of their filth. There is a generation, how haughty are their eyes, and pretentious are their glances. There is a generation whose teeth are swords and whose jaws are knives, devouring the oppressed from the earth and the needy from among men. The leech has 2 daughters, give and give. There are 3 things that are never satisfied, 4 that never say, enough. Sheol, the barren womb, land never satisfied with water, and fire that never says, enough. As for the eye that mocks a father and scorns obedience to a mother, may the ravens of the valley pluck it out, and young vultures devour it. There are 3 things too wonderful for me, 4 that I cannot understand: the way of an eagle in the sky, the way of a snake on a rock, the way of a ship at sea, and the way of a man with a maiden. This is the way of an adulteress. She eats and wipes her mouth and says, I have done nothing wrong. Under 3 things the earth trembles, under 4 it cannot bear up: a servant who becomes king, a fool who is filled with food, an unloved woman who marries, and a maidservant who supplants her mistress. 4 things on earth are small, yet they are exceedingly wise. The ants are creatures of little strength, yet they store up their food in the summer. The rock badgers are creatures of little power, yet they make their homes in the rocks. The locusts have no king, yet they all advance in formation. And the lizard can be caught in one's hands, yet it is found in the palaces of kings. There are 3 things that are stately in their stride, and 4 that are impressive in their walk: a lion, mighty among beasts, refusing to retreat before anything, a strutting rooster, a he-goat, and a king with his army around him. If you have foolishly exalted yourself, or if you have plotted evil, put your hand over your mouth. For as the churning of milk yields butter, and the twisting of the nose draws blood, so the stirring of anger brings forth strife. These are the words of King Lemuel, the burden that his mother taught him. What shall I say, O my son? What, O son of my womb? What, O son of my vows? Do not spend your strength on women, or your vigor on those who ruin kings. It is not for kings, O Lemuel, it is not for kings to drink wine, or for rulers to crave strong drink, lest they drink and forget what is decreed, depriving all the oppressed of justice. Give strong drink to one who is perishing, and wine to the bitter in soul. Let him drink and forget his poverty, and remember his misery no more. Open your mouth for those with no voice, for the cause of all the dispossessed. Open your mouth, judge righteously, and defend the cause of the poor and needy. A wife of noble character who can find? She is far more precious than rubies. The heart of her husband trusts in her, and he lacks nothing of value. She brings him good and not harm all the days of her life. She selects wool and flax and works with eager hands. She is like the merchant ships bringing her food from afar. She rises while it is still night to provide food for her household and portions for her maidservants. She appraises a field and buys it. From her earnings she plants a vineyard. She girds herself with strength and shows that her arms are strong. She sees that her gain is good, and her lamp is not extinguished at night. She stretches out her hands to the distaff and grasps the spindle with her fingers. She opens her arms to the poor and reaches out her hands to the needy. When it snows, she has no fear for her household, for they are all clothed in scarlet. She makes coverings for her bed. Her clothing is fine linen and purple. Her husband is known at the city gate, where he sits among the elders of the land. She makes linen garments and sells them. She delivers sashes to the merchants. Strength and honor are her clothing, and she can laugh at the days to come. She opens her mouth with wisdom, and faithful instruction is on her tongue. She watches over the affairs of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. Her children rise up and call her blessed. Her husband praises her as well. Many daughters have done noble things, but you surpass them all.
Charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Give her the fruit of her hands, and let her works praise her at the gates. That concludes our reading of Proverbs with page 117 of Volume 4 of the Narrative Reading Bible. Tune in tomorrow as we dive into Book 2 of the Psalms, and we'll be reading pages 118 to 128. Until then, take care. God bless.